The genesis of World Pulse started when I was about 19 years old, and I had a yearning to see the world through the eyes of women. And so I went to the Amazon and began to work with Indigenous women leaders who were struggling with oil contamination. And they had lost their traditional lands, their children were dying of skin cancer and stomach cancer, and they asked me to be their messenger. And from there, I went to the Burma-Thai border and worked with women refugees who were fleeing ethnic cleansing. And they had had their villages bombed, had experienced mass rape and torture of their family members. And those women also asked me to be their messenger. And that was when I had that light bulb go off and realized that I didn't merely want to be their messenger, but I wanted to create a media source where they could be their own messengers. World Pulse, we are an action media network that is powered by women from 185 countries, including women who are logging on using internet cafes or cell phones from rural villages. Our network is about 40,000 women connecting from all over the world. We have a variety of media channels that work together to broadcast women's voices. We have an interactive online platform where any woman who has access to the internet can log on and can have a voice and essentially write her journal. The other thing that we do is we produce content. We source from this platform women's stories, and we produce a magazine, but we also channel these stories to media outlets like CNN recently just ran a story that we channeled to them on breast ironing in Cameroon, which is a not very well known traditional practice of women ironing, mothers ironing their daughters' breasts with hot stones and coconut shells to prevent them from sexual attack. And then lastly, because the women coming onto our site were asking for training, we started a women's new media, citizen journalism, and empowerment training program that we call the Voices of Our Future. And we partner them with mentors, we partner them with editors to help them craft their unique voice. And then we also channel those stories out. So that program, we have seen women getting hired on as journalists. We've seen them get international speaking engagements. Their stories have been made international headlines. And these are women from some of the most remote regions of the world that major media isn't aware of. Women are a majority of the world's population, but also one of the most invisible and least heard. And I believe deeply that the world is so out of balance because we're not having the contribution and the human potential from half of humanity. And so we have a lot of catch-up work to do.